Welcome to Tripping Through Transformation. I'm your host, Guillaume Poirier, and I'm inviting you on a journey that will expand your outlook on life. Join me as we delve into the realms of mental health, resilience, personal growth, community, and alternative healing. Through personal narratives and expert insights, we'll explore the transformative power of shared stories. Get ready to escape from narrow perceptions and dive into a world of diverse perspectives. Tripping Through Transformation is where stories become pathways to empowerment. Welcome, Trippers, to episode 12 of Tripping Through Transformation. I'm your host, Guillaume Poirier, and today we've got our first repeat guest. For those of you who tuned in for episode 6, you'll recognize Ed McAndrew, or Sub-60 Ed as he goes by. He is the producer of The Decade with Chris Rubio, and today he's joining us to talk about life, fatherhood, NGBN, his show, my show, whatever comes our way. So stick around and we'll see what comes out.
Balance makes it bang.
There is an epidemic in our community in a real way for men to lock shields.
I'm locking shields with Ed right now.
For you and for the back of the decade.
Take it away, Rubio.
Ed, welcome back, man. I had a lot of fun putting that team together for you, man.
I'm sure you did. And I thought you were a friend, and now you're one of Ruby. Locking shields, the one thing that I'll never live down. I was trying to use, that was stoic Sub-60 Ed, as opposed to free will, free loving.
So that's an ongoing joke, though, right? Didn't somebody actually buy you a shield, or did you buy a shield?
No, it's just an ongoing joke because I had that stoic look about myself the whole time.
Yeah.
And I tried to, I don't know, you were in that piece too. And it just, Rubio kind of lit the fire under it. So every time, don't let him know this, though. I run that commercial on purpose just to see how he'll react. But no,
Yeah.
It was fun. No, it's good. It's all in good fun. So,
Well, I've picked up on it, and I thought I'd ride that train too. So you go.
Wonderful. You know what? Hey, if it brings popularity to the show and people like it and tune in to watch us, I'm all for it.
So tell me then, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I'm your first repeat guest.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've been a repeat guest.
Yeah.
I mean, Rubio hasn't even put me on his long snapping show as a repeat guest. And and that's been at least, I don't know, 2, 3, 5 years or something. That's just him anyway.
You've been on the Rubio method?
Yes, I was on about a year ago. Like he had me on. That's actually how that was part of my whole journey in the NGBN world.
Yeah.
Because he goes, I need to have you on my show. And if you know Rubio, you know how he is. He's like, what should I call you? Like midget, little person, what? I'm like, yeah. Ed would be okay, but and he goes, come on my show and let's talk through it. And that's kind of how Sub-60 Ed was born.
Yeah.
That's actually, I got to give him credit for it. He started calling me that, and if you think about it, it's I think we talked about it the last time I was on. How do you feel about that? And I tell people, it's the best nickname. It's one of the best nicknames I've had because it's a nickname that's true and it's not derogatory. It's saying sub-60, 60 inches being 5 foot. I'm sub 5 foot.
Yeah.
It's like somebody calling me Easy E or Cash Money or something like that. It's the same kind of concept.
Yeah.
It's just it's a nickname. Yeah.
It's good that you're taking it lightly and you're rolling with it. I mean, Rubio's really good at at doing those types of things. I know when I went on
Yeah.
his show, he didn't hesitate to be like, "Hey, man, when you listen to binaural beats, do you do shrooms with that?" And it's not even a topic that I'd really opened up about before, and it put me on the spot in that moment. But it was good because now I talk about psychedelics openly all the time. So maybe that's the push I needed. So
Well, there you go. Well, I wouldn't have been surprised if he asked you about poutine. And do you like poutine? And because he hates poutine.
well, I mean, I'm from Quebec, so yeah, I like poutine. I don't know if I
Of
love it, but
course.
I definitely enjoy it now and then. But I can't do that now. I'm doing that 75 easy, so I can't.
Oh
Indulge.
yeah. How about that, man? Tell me here. Let's roll reversal. 75. I saw you and our friend. Her name is Chastity, and somebody else
Yeah,
is doing it. So how's that? I mean, I know it's early in the process, but how's it going?
man. For me, the biggest challenge is drinking a gallon of water a day. That's a lot of freaking water, man. I'm hating water right
Yes,
now. Yeah,
that is a lot of water.
but
Also, don't you have to do a lot of? Because I remember reading about. Don't you have to do a lot of reading too?
well,
Don't you have
yeah,
to?
but hold on. I got a very small book. I kind of cheat, so I was assigned this book to read, and it's very small. So 10 pages for me is easy, but I was told I have to like live by this and read it every day until I kind of know it by heart. So it's perfect that the challenge came at this time. And
Oh, okay.
yeah. So yeah, are you doing any fitness or what? I know you
Oh,
work out. Don't you?
no, I'm not doing the 75 hard, but just hitting the gym, doing a rowing machine, just kind of like that. One of my goals in the mastermind group that I was in, one of my goals for this year is I want to hit 225 on the bench. I could do that back in the day. And 225 is kind of the combine number that all the guys, they do for reps in the
You're
NFL
talking about
combine.
bench pressing 225 pounds.
Yes.
That
Back in the
sounds
day.
impressive to me. I'm curious to know what I could bench now. I feel like 100 pounds would be a lot.
No, no, I did. I power lifted for a while back in my 20s.
Yeah.
So
Does having a lower center of gravity kind of help you out, or?
in some sense, yes. And some people would say, oh, your arms are shorter. But you know what? No, actually, I got that because, like guys, it is. I mean, it's a known fact that, if you have shorter arms, you don't have to push the weight as far as a guy with long arms. Like a
It's
6
true.
foot, but somebody, however, 225, 300 pounds is 225, 300 pounds, no matter how you cut it. Whether you have to push it. And, your body size, yeah, it might be a little bit easier for me just because I don't have to push it different, but my body might be smaller in proportion anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so working out and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's been good, man. It's been like this fitness thing for me. It's all been about building the habit of getting into fitness first, and I'm definitely getting traction there. Now I'm working out like just about every day. So
Well, you know what, and that's kind of, we're all at NGBN in your show decades. We're all about our shows, but we're also about saving men's lives and our mental health.
yeah,
And for me, a big part of the mental health aspect is my working out and kind of doing that, and kind of that's one of my happy, not yeah, happy places. You go there, you can work out, you got your gym buddies, everybody's there. It's kind of, you can get lost in the moment, and
yeah,
it builds up. It gets rid of the cortisol levels. You build up the dopamines and all the natural mood enhancers in your body just by working out. So it helps. It always helps me mentally. So when people say, "Hey, what do you do to try to keep your stuff straight?" That's what I do. I mean, working out is very important to me.
yeah, 100%. I mean, I know after the fire for me, and I lost my job and stuff, I went to psychiatrist or psychologist. I can never remember which is which. The one that can
Oh yeah,
prescribe drugs, whichever
yeah, okay,
one.
yeah.
But one of the first questions that I was asked is, "Do you exercise?" And I said no. And he said, "Well, that's probably your number one step if you want to start feeling better. Is get some activity in you." So, and I agree. I feel better, and I love going to fitness classes because having other people there makes me accountable, and I feel like I'm part
Mm-hmm.
of a group, and I feel like I belong, and it's enticing to
That's
me
awesome.
there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's awesome.
So let's
That
talk
is
about
awesome.
decades, man. You've got the wallpaper behind you there. So
Yes, the wallpaper. This is part of our intro. Decades. It's going great.
you got your
We've
shirt on.
got my shirt on. Yeah, this is from Rubio and Charles Wall Sr., the crazy guys I talk with. Charles Wallace Sr., of course, the host of the Bear Essential podcast. Give him a little plug on your show. Oh, we're doing good. We're live, everybody. It's right now. It's every other Tuesday night, 9:30 Eastern, on the NGBN TV network and across all major platforms.
So
And it's a fun time.
Is the major shift been that now you guys are taking like live questions throughout the show? Is that kind of being the biggest change, or?
Well, the biggest change is we've got that we're live. We've got a couple new people on it. We have Charles Schultz, Jim Scarano are kind of new to it over the past couple of episodes. We're taking live comments, which seems to be really kind of cool. And we've mixed in we have about, because we run like you do, about an hour, and we are going and we take our topics are like one political, and then we have some that are mental health related, some that might be fun. So we've kind of mixed up the topics a little bit more, and being longer, we have kind of more to discuss and more time to discuss them. And it's kind of just fun, and if you watch it, it's we try to make it lighthearted, but try to address some of the matters seriously, like men's mental health and so on.
Yeah, I enjoy it whenever I get the chance to jump on and watch you guys. I mean, some of the topics you guys cover are more American, so I never feel like I have the right to step in and voice my opinion, because it's not really my playground. But if you guys are talking about Hunter Biden's missing laptop or whatever, Donald Trump's legal problems, I'm like, I don't know. Let's talk about Trudeau and Chrystia Freeland. I can talk about that, but
hey, if you are watching and you're on, go ahead and toss that comment out. We're, Rubio, is the captain of that ship throughout, and I put him up. He'll call you out, and we can start kicking that around.
Yeah. Well, we might have to. I know Jenna's been on there, so we got to start getting some Canadian content on there, or I'll just do my own decades. I'll do the Canadian versions, decades 2.0.
There was a little birdie that said something to me about, I don't know, maybe having another Canadian on or something. I don't know. Maybe we need more, like you said. Maybe we need more Canadian. Maybe we need more Canadians on.
Yeah, well, that's just it. Let's well, if you're gonna tease it, let's talk about it. Yeah, I was talking to Jim, and he was talking about me coming on. So
yeah, you want to be on decades? We'll have you on decades. Are you a 20, 30, 40, 50?
Well, if you're gonna ask, then let me ask you. What do you think? How old do I look?
You look like you're a 25-year-old dude. But I know you have kids. You look 25, but I know you have older kids, so I didn't want to assume anything.
My oldest just turned 18, so if I'm 25, man.
Well, that'd be that'd be a little bit of a miracle. But no, well, if they're 18, you're younger than me, so you're somewhere you're in the 40 bracket.
I'm gonna be 40 in March. Yeah. So for those who might not be familiar with decades, you guys have panelists that are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Yes, yeah. We have 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And what we do is we have 6 topics typically, and they range, one's political, maybe sports related, maybe something, mental health related. Like we have one like, how do you relieve stress? What is a stress relief for you? And what we're trying to do is get the different age groups to kind of show that they have different opinions and different ways of doing things. And we might not always agree what's the best way, but we always remain friends. And the show was basically born out of the fact that people were arguing politics, religion, whatever. And it was like, because you're different than me, I don't like you. And you're, and they call each other names. And this show is to say, you don't have to be like that. It shouldn't be like that. And as you said it earlier, what's really cool now is that it's live and interactive. So people, as we're talking about stuff, they can voice their opinion, and we comment, and the panel can comment on that, or what we call everybody who watches or is on the show, the Cadians. So the Cadians go ahead and they discuss it, and and then it's nice because Rubio usually call out whoever makes comment, and and then the rest of the guys can also, it can be a broader conversation as well.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break. Maybe we'll see an ad. Maybe we'll see you locking shields. But yeah, we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back.
We're only lucky.
We'll continue the conversation.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Charles Schultz, host of The Edge of Greatness. I hope you choose to join me on a journey into discovering the greatness in your life through the exploration of 7 pillars: purpose, mindset, resilience, discipline, commitment, people, and courage. Hope to see you there.
You're watching the exclusive sneak peek of NGBN TV. Like never before, streaming content for men is now available, with more to come. Join us on this journey as we introduce you to content creators and shows that are here to inspire, educate, entertain, celebrate, and support men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. We can't do this without you, so please enjoy this sneak peek, but also share it with your friends and family, and help us connect with companies, organizations, brands, or nonprofits who align with our mission to save men's lives. This is the NGBN TV Sneak Peek.
What's up, everyone? This is Chris Fontana, founder of Go Primal Lifestyle and Fitness Apparel and host of the Primal Mindset Show on NGBN TV. Coming to you from Long Island, New York, with the transformative show that shares inspiring stories of overcoming adversity and embracing personal growth. Hosted by me, who has triumphed over immense challenges, including addiction, mental health struggles, and significant weight loss. This show features conversations with individuals who have conquered their own obstacles. Through heartfelt discussions, the Primal Mindset offers hope, guidance, and inspiration to listeners, encouraging them to persevere and never settle. Join us on this empowering journey of resilience and transformation as we share the stories of incredible individuals who have embraced the power of the Primal Mindset. Join us on NGBN TV.
So yeah, we were talking about decades. Listen, do you have how many episodes are you guys on now?
We just finished the one that aired on Tuesday was season 2, episode 10. We did about 26 in the first one. So we've done about 36 episodes. We're probably about a year in.
And you've been along the whole time?
Oh yeah, I have. And actually, it's kind of, we started it like a year ago this past October, I guess.
Yeah.
And we ran a lot of beta tests where we weren't, this was even before we were talking about a station and so on. And so we ran beta tests. We had a whole bunch of people kind of diving in, coming in and out of the show as we were testing how we were going to do it and so on. And it slowly just grew. And even it's funny, if you look at season 1 compared to season 2, the concept's the same, but it's different because we have some different people who replaced others who had to move on or just couldn't do it anymore for whatever reason. Yeah. And they've brought a different kind of vibe and atmosphere to it. We've had Jenna on, we've had some females on as well, which bring a different vibe. And it's kind of been cool. It's kind of, and also we're going every other Tuesday on the show. We're talking about maybe going back to the weekly like we were in season 1. In season 1, we went like almost 26, maybe 28 weeks it was, do 26 episodes. So it was a lot, but it's a good time. Everybody gets along. It's fun, and being on a station, it's really cool.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite moment by chance in that year and a half that you've been doing this? Like something that stands out to you?
It's funny. It's like each show has its own, because they're not scripted. Our show's not scripted. Rubio has a list of things that he how he's going to present the questions because I've given them to him. Each show, it's like some of the most kind of memorable ones, the tribute to Jim. As we know, Jim was one of our panelists in season 1. Succumbed to suicide. We had a dedication. We had a tribute show to him. So that was kind of special. And just it's where we're like when we have a full show, when we have everybody there, that's kind of where I like it the best. because it's very interactive, and I kind of
Yeah.
bounce in unannounced, and Rubio and I have can have back and forths when we do that, and it's kind of off the cuff and just kind of see what that goes. So it's just fun, I love the whole thing. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't.
Yeah. And now you've got your longtime buddy Jim on there. So how's that going? And how did he come on? Like, how did he join Decades?
Oh, that's an interesting story. Jim and I have known each other since college. We were a year apart at St. Joe's University, up in Pennsylvania.
Who's older?
Hawks. Oh, he is. Yeah, he's a year older.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's a year older now, and it was funny because as we were talking before the show, we're both Sigma Phi Epsilon brothers. We were founding fathers of the chapter at St. Joe's, Pennsylvania Psi, and we were both managers on the men's basketball team while we were there. So we knew each other well, and we all ran with the same group and so on. But as things happen, you kind of lose touch. I moved back home to Virginia. He lives up in New Jersey. And then, I don't know, this past summer, I was headed up to Jersey with my family to put some time at the shore. And I just texted him and he said, "Hey, you want to meet for breakfast one day?" And he and I were close when I was in college. And he was like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." And he came down and we met where we were staying. And it was me, it was my daughter, and another good friend of ours. And he was like, "Hey, what have you been up to?" So in like an hour's time, we're trying to cover 30 years of history. I don't know if you ever tried to do that. That gets everybody's really talking. You're talking real fast. It's like but then
so hold on a sec. You guys hadn't seen each other in 30 years?
Yeah. Like literally
had you kept in touch at all?
Yeah, very limited. Just like we're part of the same. We're connected on We were connected on Facebook. You'd say the occasional hi, happy birthday, but nothing serious.
Okay, yeah.
So it's funny that you said that because I can remember as we were leaving and I was talking to him. He has a daughter, and his daughter had said to him, "You're telling me you haven't seen this guy in 30 years?" And he was like, "Right." But you know what the great thing is, Guy? There's friends that come into your life for a reason, and you may not know, but they're kind of there. You might not talk to them every day. You might not, see them in years. But when you do, the next time you see them, it's like you saw them yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's how it was with Jim and I. Jim came in, we started talking. We looked a little bit older. We both have kids. We're not the same 18, 19-year-olds we were back in the late 80s. And we just picked up. And well, what happened was I was telling you, he was like, "What are you doing now?" I said, "Well, part of this group, NGBN." And he's like, and I'm like, I'm producing a show, co-hosting called Decades. And he's like, as people have said, he goes, "Oh, well, how do I get on?" I said, "Well, if you really want to get on, you just, I don't know." And we kind of just left it at that.
Yeah.
And some time went on, and some things were changing. The show was starting to mature. We're starting to grow it and stuff. And I just kind of reached back out to him. I sent him a text. I had his number, and I said, "Hey, Jim, are you serious? Did you seriously want to be on the show?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "All right." I put him in touch with Rubio. Rubio talked to him. He said, "Let's do it." And next thing you know, Jim's here now. He's now friends with you. He's talking to you, talking to a whole bunch of different people. So that's kind of how this whole NGBN thing works.
Yeah.
And that's how it's a beautiful thing the way it grows.
Well, just to touch on that, because you said he's talking to me, and that's how NGBN works and stuff. And what I've come to see is that Jim's a very caring guy. Like, he must have known that I was down in the dumps one day, and he just reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, man," and we just kind of started talking about life and supporting one another. And really nice guy. So yeah, I'm really glad that you brought him on, and I got a chance to meet him. And I just want to say that something that we touched on my appearance on MD and Chef. Let's plug another NGBN show.
Oh, there you go.
I was on there. We talked about friendship, and like you were saying, there's some friendships that are just different. Like, I have a friend in Quebec. I haven't seen him since I was 10 years old. But after I lost my job and I was trying to figure out what kind of business I wanted to do, and I searched him up, and he had a lighting business, and I was like, "Hey, I'm thinking of doing lighting. Can you help me?" Didn't hesitate. We hadn't talked in 30 years, and he was there for me. So you know, some people just come into your life, and even though you don't stay in touch, you're still that bond. You know, you're still your friends. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and even to that point, it's funny because you have, but then there are some friends that they're there with you through the whole ride.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, I got Jim, who I hadn't talked to. You know, I've talked to Jim more now since he's joined NGBN than I have in the past 30 years. At the same time, I have a text group that I'm part of. I wrestled in high school, and it's all my former teammates.
Yeah.
There's like 4 of us on the text group, so it's like we've known each other since we were even younger than Jim. So that's like we're pushing 40 years in that group.
Yeah.
It's insane.
So I'm picking up all these things. You seem like a very active guy, because you said you were a power lifter, you're a wrestler, I'm gonna butcher this name again. You're a coxswain on a boat.
Very good.
And you're a manager for a basketball team. I'm like, how did you get involved in all these activities? Like,
I come from a very sports-oriented family, and you know, I'm the oldest of 4. My dad was an athletic dude. I think I might have mentioned it on my the first time here, but my father's average size. I come from an average size family.
yeah,
Actually, I come from a very tall family, ironically enough. You know, my brothers are both. My dad was 6'4". My brothers are both 6 foot and 6'4", and you know, and my uncles and cousins are all 6 foot. But no, I come from and it was just that I played soccer growing up, and then in high school I had a coach that was there. He was an old retired coach who hung out at the school. Told me one year, Ed, you need to go out for wrestling.
yeah.
And I was like, all right, why not? You know, I'm 14 years old, 15 years old. So I tried. I don't, you know, I like challenges.
Yeah. Jenna threw up a question for me, but I think I'm going to save it because we're going to take another break. And then when we come back, I want to jump into maybe you said you want to talk about fatherhood, family, and life.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do that.
We'll jump into that. And then I'm going to ask you what Jenna's asked me. So
yes.
Jenna, if you want to run the next ad, maybe we'll get to see you.
You're watching the exclusive sneak peek of NGBN TV. Like never before, streaming content for men is now available, with more to come. Join us on this journey as we introduce you to content creators and shows that are here to inspire, educate, entertain, celebrate, and support men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. We can't do this without you, so please enjoy this sneak peek, but also share it with your friends and family, and help us connect with companies, organizations, brands, or nonprofits who align with our mission to save men's lives. This is the NGBN TV Sneak Peek.
Hey, I'm Micah McCreary,
And I'm Rich Fry, and welcome to TrueX Outdoors.
the ultimate outdoor show.
So come tag along with us as we experience thrilling adventures in hunting and fishing.
From the mountains to the rivers, we'll bring you the most action-packed outdoor experiences.
Watch us now on NGBN TV.
TrueX Outdoors.
Welcome everyone out there to See I Am Me. I am your host, Rashawn Warren. Welcome to our community where you can embrace your authenticity, set ambitious goals, and achieve success. Together, let's empower and continuously improve our standing in the world. This show is for you. This show is geared to give you some perspective from other people who are just living their lives and experiencing things on a daily basis. You will hear for some people who have made it really, really far in their career, and they'll give you some ideas of how to continue to push forward. You'll hear from some individuals who have transitioned into other jobs after their primary career has ended. It's all about you, to give you the ideal of what you can be in order to become your greater self. Welcome to See I Am Me. I look forward to seeing you. Out.
All right. So Jenna's question, Ed, was did your kids take athletics as well? So you said you come from an athletic family.
Yes,
you want to talk about fatherhood. So are your kids athletic?
No, they are. That actually, it's funny. They were when they were younger, but they, you know, my son ran cross country in high school for a bit.
Okay.
My daughter, when she was younger, did gymnastics and she played soccer. But you know, really, when it comes down to it, my daughter's more on the artsy side. She's very creative. She does a lot of drawings and so on. And my son is very technical, very does a lot of stuff with computers. He likes to kind of tinker, if you will, likes to take things apart. So it's kind of, and that's kind of their niches. And he's very well. My son's very well read, and he's very, very intelligent. So it's good. And I, try to support them in all their, they're trying to be the modern father, which, to be honest, I struggled with when they were younger, because of, we try to raise our kids the way we were raised because that's what we know, and then you have to kind of modify that as times change.
Yeah,
and sometimes that was a struggle for me at times. To do that.
So you had, like, your parents were in your life, right? Growing up, you had both your
Oh
parents.
yeah. My parents were both in my life. I came from a house where, my father was head of household, and it was a typical, mom, dad was the stern, kind of logical. Mom was more the emotional, supportive side, if you will. Not that my dad wasn't emotional or anything, but if you know that dynamic, it's like, the roles were very, if you hurt your knee, or you needed somebody to give you a hug or kiss a boo-boo or whatever, you went to mom.
Yeah.
If you wanted to roughhouse, or needed something logical to discuss, sometimes you'd go to dad. Also, dad was, the old saying, I don't want you don't never want your mom to say, well, wait till your father gets home. You never, my father was my father was a big man, and he was he was gentle, but he had his rules.
Yeah.
And
See, I was gonna say, everything you're saying sounds familiar to me, but it's not relatable at all, because I had no father, and when I was young, I went to boarding school, so I saw my mom's on the weekends. So I guess my question was, because it sounds like even though your parents were around and you had role models to look up to, you still had struggles when you became a father. So it's not just me, right?
No. And it took me a long time. Actually, it just took me until recently to figure this all start figuring this all out. Yeah, because the way I tried to raise my kids was how my father raised, and how my parents raised us. And back in those days, my dad said, yeah, you do this, you did it with a hop, skip, and jump, or you mumble to yourself, and if you said, what did you say? You say nothing, right? Type stuff. Well, now, back, 10, 50, like back in the early, back in this past 20 years or whatever, that doesn't work. And some of the raising I had a tough time converting to that, the way the kid. I tried to raise them in that old school 80s way, 70s and 60s, like late 70s, 80s way, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And I'm just thankful I had my wife, because my wife had her stuff together and did it the right way, but I was always bucking against it. So as I've gotten older on the other side of 50, I've seen that, that kind of sucked. I mean, I shouldn't have done that. I should have done it better, but that's where I am today, with my kids both being adults. I'm a better father now, I think, than I was back then, in the sense that I am now, I'm there for my daughter. My daughter's out on her own. I'm there supporting her, when she needs it. Hey, Dad, I got this thing in the mail, or Dad, my car sounds funny. Same with my son, or whatever he might need. So, because as you probably see, with an 18-year-old, well, you're always a dad. You're always a mom. Doesn't matter how old they get. The problems just change.
Yeah.
The problems are just there.
Well, I had kids really young. I was 21 when I had my first. And when you're 21, you think you know everything. You think you're mature. You think, And what I'm realizing now that I'm pushing 40 is, holy crap, man, I didn't have a clue what I was doing.
Do you think you know anything right now? Do you know anything right now? No.
What I know is that I don't know anything. That's what I know.
And that's the whole thing, is that we have to be mature enough to realize that we really don't know anything.
But I grew alongside my kids. I know that. And now that I'm pushing 40, I was like, oh man, I look back at how I used to parent. Like, one of the things that I used to say, and I'm getting kind of shivers that I'm going to say this on my show, but I used to tell my kids when they were little, don't be sorry, be careful. And that was something I was trying to teach into them. And now one day I broke down and I was like, guys, that was really crappy of me to tell you guys that. That is not nice. Like, it's so insensitive, right? But when you're young, you don't know. You just, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I have a question because this is something that's been big in my family. I'm only like 5'5.5". I'm not very tall either. And my kids are always trying to compare if they're taller than me. How old were your kids when they were taller than you?
They were probably, well, I'm 4'2" now on a good day. Probably five.
Do you shrink when it rains outside or what?
No. It's funny. I probably didn't tell you since my last show. No, I went to a physical and I've actually, since like I was like, thought I was like 4'3 3/4. I got measured at a recent physical. I came in at 4'2".
Yeah.
I'm like, I looked at her. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. She's like, no, you're 4'2". I'm like, no, it can't be.
Part of aging.
Yeah, but no, probably 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there.
5 or 6 years old?
Yeah.
Were they trying to boss you around at that age?
No. No.
Jen,
yeah, probably.
You can
yes.
see Jenna's questions too.
Yes, I can. Yes. Yes.
So Jenna asked if it was any funny in your face.
Hey, if anybody has ever seen how Peter Griffin does it to Meg, no, not like that.
Holds her face right up to her butt.
Yes, yeah.
But my question was,
go ahead.
Because I'm picturing, you're a father, your kids are young, you're putting them in car seats, you're putting them in the crib. Did you have challenges just because of your height, just being a father, like things that were just harder? Cooking, I don't know, like.
Yeah, well, cooking now, I mean, think about it. Everything I do pretty much in the counter space has to be on a stool.
So you live in a standard size house, right? Like you don't have a retrofitted house, everything's lower to the ground?
No. Can't have a retrofitted house. Can't have a retrofitted house because then there's no resale value.
Oh, well, it's a niche market, but
no, there's not. Hey, Key, it's like I tell people, I'm like, when you see a little person out in public, it's like seeing a unicorn.
Yeah.
Because there's like only worldwide, there's only about 650,000 of them. Of us. Of them. Yeah, there's
what do you mean they? What do you mean? What about if you take like your kid to Disney? Do they have to go on the rides without you, or how does that work?
Funny, I can't do all the rides. Yeah, actually, like my son will do the crazy roller coasters, and some of the stuff I can't do.
So your kid can be like, "Oh no, I'm his chaperone. It's okay, I've got him."
No, it's not like, oh my God, you've been around. No, it's not like he's your chaperone. No, I just send them on by themselves and I watch.
Yeah, I can't even do rides. I can get on them, but I get sick too much. I don't enjoy them anymore.
I don't really. Yeah, I don't. I'm more of just a hang out at the amusement park and watch everybody have fun type guy now too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Fair enough. So kids, NGBN. Okay, so we talked about kids. You want to talk about NGBN because we got something big coming down the road. Can
I just hold on? Can I just say I got to reply to Jenna? Oh, I've done that. I do that. Oh, I've.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, elaborate because the question is.
Well, first of all, there's a pic. Well, when I was in high school, and I drove the family car. My parents let me get a personalized license plate, and it said Dwarf 8 on it, DWARF 8.
Yeah.
What's the question that comes from that? Question is Dwarf 8. What's that mean? And I tell them, I say, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was really 8. I was the one who got cut.
You got cut.
There was really 8, and you should see, especially like if people. And then I also had a sticker with that on the bumper that said "Why be normal?" So people would be they'd be driving behind me. Oh, that's kind of funny, whatever. And then maybe we're going in the same spot, and I get out of the car.
Yeah.
You can't really, when I'm in a car, you can't really tell. If I'm sitting at a table, you can't see my arms. I've had people tell me stories. They didn't know, they just met me, and they didn't know, and I've jumped off from the table and disappeared.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Where'd he go?" So stuff like that. When I was younger, I would my kids would come up to me and say stuff, and I'd be like, hey, if you're not good, if you don't listen
Yeah.
to your parents, this is what happens.
I'm laughing to myself because I'm picturing you driving a Hummer and all you see in the window is your head, but then you have like a decal on the door that's just like a normal sized body. And then when you open your door and get out, you're just a shorter version.
Hey, it's that is the way it goes,
I might have to gift you something like that one of these days just for fun.
That's all right. I got a buddy at work who's an engineer, and we've talked about now one of the things I want to get is an SUV. And to get into vans and SUVs, I need to have a step. Well, he's real engineering, and so he goes, "Oh, well, we're gonna invent you like a hydraulic step, and it's going to come down and go up, and then you can fast rope out, and it's just it's kind of fun. I like that. So
just get them to get like a push, like an escalator. You can just roll right up to your car, and then you just
there we go.
Anyways, Jenna's telling me we got to run one more commercial, Ed, and when we come back, we'll wrap things up. All right.
Sounds good.
You're watching the exclusive sneak peek of NGBN TV. Like never before, streaming content for men is now available, with more to come. Join us on this journey as we introduce you to content creators and shows that are here to inspire, educate, entertain, celebrate, and support men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. We can't do this without you, so please enjoy this sneak peek, but also share it with your friends and family, and help us connect with companies, organizations, brands, or nonprofits who align with our mission to save men's lives. This is the NGBN TV Sneak Peek.
We'd love to have you join us on the MD and Chef Team Show. I'm Chef Michael, culinary nutrition expert, and I'm joined by my beautiful wife, Isabel, medical doctor, and suicide survivor.
Yes, I was dropped into that world 10 years ago. And what I've come to understand is that we're focusing on the wrong thing, the downstream event of mental illness. We should be focusing upstream to prevent the downstream event. And that's what we do.
So come join us on the MD and Chef Team Show.
What's up? My name is Chris Rubio, and I'm the host of The Rubio Method on the NGBN TV network.
Focus up. Long snapping and life are very, very similar.
We have a great show that's going to educate you, inspire you, and most importantly, entertain you. I say most importantly because that's what I really want to do. And we're just kind of going on this journey together. And I'm going to make sure as we go on this journey together, you're going to have a good time while doing it. So check out The Rubio Method on NGBN TV.
Usually when I wrap things up, I ask my guests if there's something they'd like to leave with the audience, or if there's an ask that they have, a question or anything like that. Does anything come to mind for you?
I think you were about to touch on it. The big thing that's going to be coming up here soon within our NGBN family.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk. 100,000 people trained to save a life.
April 6th, right?
Yeah, April 6th, 9 to 11. NGBN.TV/save a life. Get on there and register. We're going to learn how to, in my posts I've been putting, I say, it's unfortunate. I know 2 people that have done it who have taken their own lives. I know about 5 people who have attempted, and that's 2 and 5 too many for me. But the fact of the matter is as we, in this world today, as you get older and our circles expand, you could run into that. And it's better to have a skill like this and not have to use it than need it and not have it.
100%.
And so it's, trying to pick up on I'll talk about Jim. I'd sat with Jim for 20 plus episodes of decades, 15 minutes before each episode every week.
Yeah.
And he and I talked about everything. There was no sign to me, to the untrained eye, and I sit there and I go, did I miss something?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, maybe after sitting through this training in April 6th, 9 to 11 Eastern, I'll be able to say, oh wow, that makes sense now, or no, try. I think we all still struggle with trying to make sense.
Yeah.
And it's tough. I mean, and it's and we're the ones. Their pain is gone. It's our pain and our kind of. We have to sit and kind of. We try to rationalize it when there's no rationalization to it.
Yeah.
We try to figure out the whys when there's no. It's one of those questions we never get the answer to. So that's what I mean. What I would like to leave with your people is, if you do nothing else from what I've said or taken anything else, go register for that, learn how to do it. I said in one of my posts today, I said, you may never know. Your action may prevent a little girl or little boy from becoming fatherless, from a wife losing a husband, from a brother losing a brother. And I mean, that to me is why you do it.
Yeah. And I didn't even know that mental health first aid was a thing. I didn't even know that you could learn the signals or, what to look out for. And for me, I've never gotten to the point where I was actively looking to take my life, but I was definitely at the point where the wheels were starting to turn in my head, starting to have ideas. And I still don't understand how people actually get to the point of taking their lives. Because to me, it's still like, holy crap, like how far was I from that point? Like what pushes you over that edge? I still don't know. And I don't know what I appeared like to the people on the outside. Like when I was going through my life day to day, I don't know what people were noticing about me.
Right.
So
right. Exactly.
Yeah. So no, I think that's a great point. April 6th, sign up. You said it so well. NGBN.TV. You're gonna have to download the app though, right? So download the app. We should be doing that anyways, because we have lots of great content to help, support, inspire, celebrate, educate, and entertain men. So you should be downloading the app no matter what. If you haven't done it already, do it.
Absolutely download the app, but you don't have to download the app to register. NGBN.TV/save a life will take you right to the registration link. Click the registration. You fill in your name, phone number, and email. You're done in 30 seconds.
All right.
So easy. And then my last will be a shameless plug for the show. Please join the show. We are on pretty much all the social medias now, Decades. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. We're on TikTok now.
Oh, okay.
We're on TikTok. We've been there, but I've gotten more active. But I've noticed there's more. Seems to get a lot of traction out there.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to get the word out there so we can kind of get people in watching and enjoying the show.
Yeah. Well, I've got your credentials. That'll roll in the credits, and if we miss anything, I'm sure Jenna will be able to throw it up. So we'll make sure that people know everything about Decades.
Excellent.
Thank
you. I appreciate you having me on your show again. And I'm always enjoy talking with you. You're a pleasure.
It's been a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you coming back on.
Absolutely, my friend.
All righty. Take care, Ed.
All right. Take care.
All right, guys, that wraps up another episode of Tripping Through Transformation. That was Ed McAndrew, or Sub 60 Ed. He's the producer of Decades. And like he said, make sure that you register for that special event that NGBN is putting on. We are going to try to educate. Well, we're not going to try. We are going to do it. We're going to train 100,000 people in one day in mental health first aid. It's still a mouthful for me because I didn't even know that was a thing, but it is. So you should sign up and do what you can to detect the signs that people might be contemplating taking their life. I think it's an important cause. Let's see what else I've got here. Our sponsors, I've got Go Primal, Chris Fontana. You guys got to check out the Primal Mindset, his podcast. He shares his story. And then if you want to support him, and I know you're going to want to because he's very inspirational. He's got great content. If you want to support him, you're going to go to his website, goprimalusa.com, and why don't you pick out a shirt or a hoodie and support him? And if you use the code TRIPPING10, you'll be supporting me as well. And I can grow my show and keep getting better and better. Next, we've got Ground Sounds. I just ordered a package from these guys. I got myself some psilocybin capsules with a bunch of other things, lion's mane, reishi. The stuff I got is focused on mental clarity because I've liked it. When I got those packages from them originally, and I tried them. I was feeling good. And then as soon as I stopped taking them, I could notice a difference. So I ordered some, and I used my code T10, and I saved 10%. So if you guys use that code as well, you can get those benefits as well. And then finally, the venue. If you're in Creston, you guys want to help out, we're building this place. We're getting close to finishing it up. The stage is probably halfway done. The concession is getting near the end. And we want to create something great for the community to gather around and have events, have concerts, have stand-up comics, poetry, plays, whatever. This is a community thing, nonprofit, great cause to join. And well, I already talked about NGBN. We're doing great things. We're trying to save men's lives through the content that we're putting out and through all these incentives that we have, like the mental health first aid and partnering up with F3 Nation, where guys can come together and work out together and kind of just have that circle of trust and you know, be there to support one another. So we've got lots of stuff going on. Be sure to check it all out. I think that's it. I think we're going to wrap this up. Oh, actually, one more thing. If you want to support me, you go check out NGBN.tv. You can go watch the show there. I mean, all of our shows are there. But if you want to pick up some NGBN merch, use tripping 10, get a 10% discount, and then that'll help me as well get a little bit of income and maybe get some training, get some better equipment. I don't know. Trying to make the show a little bit better for you guys. So check that out. That wraps up episode 12. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Balance makes it bang.